Hi and welcome to the Market Alert for Monday, the 11th of September 2023. So news for Friday, markets lack direction in thin Friday trade ahead of key US data. We'll look at that in just a moment. And this also is very interesting. It was an article as well, but enjoy it while it lasts because it never does. It's an article about volatility, and I'm going to put the link into the description for you. And it's everything that I've looked at over the last, 1994 I started, so nearly 30 years of looking at volatility, and very, very interesting. You can see all of these different sectors are in their lows, and this article, or rather this paragraph here, remember the 1.5% sell-offs in 91 is the number of trading sessions since at least a 1.5% sell-off session in the S&P 500. This length of time without a one-day equity shock is rare. Has happened 5 times in the last 5 years. So we're getting close to some sort of shock as well. Complacency, closing in on complacency. You can go through all of these. So I'll put the link, very much worth a read, because when the volatility becomes extremely low, then the markets do make a move, particularly in the stock markets as well. So let's just have a quick look at the volatility and the relationship between the Dow and equities. And once the US goes, everywhere else goes as well. There's an old saying, isn't there? When the US sneezes, everybody else catches a cold. We've seen the implied volatility obviously in a range, which you can see there. We've also seen the pullback when we got back down to these 10% levels. We're heading back down to those ranges again. So we've had the first pullback, we had a bit of a bounce, and then we've had a second pullback there. So the short side at the moment seemingly dominating. Here's the sort of 6-month chart of the implied. Again, you can see that sideways range, which is what the article was alluding to, that it's becoming incredibly tight. And also here you can see down in this 10% area is the lowest since 2018 through to 2020, because after COVID the baseline became around 15-16%. So we're now back in the pre-COVID levels and lows of the implied volatility as well. So don't be fooled by the markets going up at the moment, because any shockwave can come, as it said in that particular paragraph about the 90-day rule with the S&P 500 there. Okay, let's have a look at today's economic news and also this week's. So there's no news today, so let's see what we've got in store. Well, it's CPI, isn't it? That's what they're alluding to in the headlines there. So we've got the CPI on Wednesday. Everything else isn't really worth looking at, to be honest with you. The market will be waiting for this, and we're looking at a year-on-year of 3.2, forecast 3.6, a slight increase. So maybe that could be the catalyst for a bit of a move down in the stock market. Okay, let's move on, have a look at the markets, kick off with the Dow. And in the Dow, we can see that we've moved up on Friday. We're also moving up overnight as well, and we've taken out Friday's high as well. So the 50 EMA is in the gun sights there at the moment, and also, as you can see, a bit of a move going on there overnight through the high. Friday, different story. We had a sell-off to begin with. We then got the retracement, and then the market moving to the upside there. Notice how the 200 MA stopped the market from moving higher. Market coming back down to the close on Friday of Thursday, and then moving up overnight there. In the German DAX, this too testing the 89% retracement on Friday. Now back above the 200 MA. Again, every time it's gone below this last week, the market's come back. See how tight the range was last week, but now it looks like we're starting to get a bit of a move on there. In the 30-minute chart, same thing. We've got the sell-off down to the 15,000 here, 15,600. And we wanted to get it back above 15,700, which we looked at all last week, and you can see they've managed to achieve this and move it higher. It's above the DP, above the close, but not above Friday's high just yet. In the S&P 500, the market at the 50% retracement there, also above the 5-bar moving average at the moment. So again, the sell-off on Friday, followed by a retracement, move back up to the R1 and Thursday's high. There you can see the market off the DP of Friday and now coming off the DP on Monday as well, heading back to Friday's high. It's got the 200 MA in the way here as well, so watch this. In the FT100, also moving up close to the 89% retracement from here back to here. If we take this out, we've got the selling area across here. We can redraw the fibs. I'm just going to remove these on the downside to reduce the confusion. So we'll go to this point down to here, and you'll see that we've got a 78 tying in with this line here, and then we've got 89 above it should the market continue to move higher. In the 30-minute chart, again, we had the sellout, but we had a really good move back to the upside in the FT, and there you can see the high has already been taken out in the FT100 also. In the US dollar, we can see this moving down overnight, which is why we're seeing the metals move to the upside, which we'll look at in just a moment. So the dollar at the moment having a bit of a pullback. It's been a good move for the US dollar over the last few months. So let's have a look at the metals. And in the metals, silver still stuck in this sideways range. I'm still bearish on this. There you can see that prices are starting to move up just a little there to the range of Friday's high there. That's what you're seeing. So Friday, again, classic shakeout, and then bring the market back. And there you can see we're trying Asia moving the market up. If you could get narrow spreads on silver, it's so predictable with what they're doing. You know, you could buy Asia, sell the European and UK after midday. Amazing. Gold also finding a bit of support and not selling off anywhere near like silver has done, as we've seen and discussed in the last few weeks. There's your up, there's your down, and then there's your Asian move to the upside there. Finally, in the gold-silver ratio, we've got a bit of a pullback in this. It'll be green by the end of the day, though, by the time we get to the London fix. But at the moment, a bit of red coming into the market there. Okay, that will do it for this one. No news today. Market's got to make up its own mind, generally to the upside, that being the case, unless something comes out of the woodwork. But don't forget, the volatility is low, and anything could happen. That's it. As ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.